We are officially in the final stretch of the year, and you know what that means. Holiday parties, family gatherings, and probably a little too much spending. But before we get caught up in all the festivities, I want to remind you that it's not too late to make some powerful moves with your money before the year ends. Here's the thing. You don't have to wait until January 1st to start improving your finances. The last few weeks of the year are the perfect time to reflect, reset, and take small but mighty actions that will set you up for success in 2026. So, in today's episode, I'm sharing 10 quick financial wins you can knock out before the ball drops on New Year's Eve. These are simple, achievable things that don't take a ton of time, but they can give you clarity, confidence, and momentum going into a brand new year. Okay, so I'm actually going to break these 10 financial wins into segments. The first segment is cleaning up your finances. The second is focusing on wins that build momentum. And the third is reflecting and resetting your mindset. So let's dive in. First segment, cleaning up your finances. The first set of these financial wins focuses on financial organization. And I think starting with a little year-end financial cleanup is a great way to go. So the first financial win to achieve before the year ends is to review your 2025 spending. So I want you to actually take a look at where all of your money went this year. So pull up your budget, pull up your spending tracker, look at the spending categories or summaries from your bank and credit card companies, or whip out your statements. Did certain areas get out of control for you? Were there categories that you were consistently over in, like dining out or Amazon purchase or travel? The thing is, I don't want you to judge yourself. This isn't about you judging yourself. It's about getting real with where your money went so you can set better expectations for next year. Awareness is always the first step to change. Now, if you can't complete this exercise because you don't track your spending or it's too time consuming to review all of your past statements, your goal is to set up a tracking system for 2026. So I want you to actually get a system in place starting in 2026 where you can actually track your spending so that this will never be a problem for you. Now, my 12-week money coaching program actually includes an expense tracking system that I require my clients to follow. And this helps us see exactly where their money goes when we meet each week. Now, if you need this kind of support to get started, that's okay. Trust me, you're not alone. You can visit citygirlsavings.com to learn more about my program, and I'll also link to my coaching program in the show notes. All right, moving on to the next financial win. Cancel unused subscriptions or memberships. I cannot tell you how many of my clients have found $50 to $100 a month in wasted spending just by reviewing their subscriptions. Maybe it's that workout app that you stopped using or a streaming service that you completely forgot to cancel. Cancel it now. Do it before the year ends so it doesn't automatically renew in January or any time in 2026. That's money found that you can actually redirect towards your goals. And you can also use an app like Rocket Money to help you pinpoint all of your subscriptions and recurring expenses and charges, just so you can easily see and hopefully cancel everything in one place. And closing out the first segment with financial win number 3, automate one bill or savings transfer. So if there is something that you are still manually paying, or if there's an automatic savings transfer you've been meaning to set up, I want you to get it done before the year ends. Automation is one of the easiest ways to stay consistent with your finances. Literally, set it and forget it. This takes one thing off your plate, and that helps you build momentum moving into the new year. And if you're not sure how much to save with an automatic transfer, review your budget or just start small and work your way up. So maybe you set up a bi weekly transfer of $25 from your checking account to your savings account. Start with that. See how you respond to it. If you can afford to put more into savings every other week, do so. But please do not feel like you have to start with large amounts for this to be effective. The key here is consistency. Okay, let's move on to segment number 2, creating quick wins that build momentum. I want to talk about some wins that can give you an immediate confidence boost and keep your motivation high moving into another year. So, financial win number 4 is set up a short term sinking fund for 2026. If you already know you've got big goals, so maybe travel, starting a business, or even a big move, start a savings account for that specific goal right now. You don't have to put too much in it yet. Even $25 or $50 will get you started and get the account going. And then labeling your money gives it direction and purpose. So if you are saving for a big trip, make sure you name that savings account the destination you're going to. When you see that goal account grow, it motivates you to stay consistent. I personally recommend one savings account per goal, and not everybody can manage multiple accounts. So, Ally is a great option. They have buckets, so you can take your primary savings pot and bucket it into different buckets that basically allows you to sparse out all of your savings to specific goals. Moving on to the next financial win. Number 5, cash in your credit card rewards or points. This is one of those easy wins that I think a lot of people forget about. Check your credit card portals and redeem any points or cash back that's just been sitting there. Use them for your holiday spending or apply them towards a balance. So, driving down your credit card balance, it's a great way to move into the new year feeling momentum. It's essentially free money, right? So don't leave it on the table. You can also leverage it as a start to your 2026 savings goals. So if you take cash back, add it to your checking account as a buffer, put it towards those goals that you're establishing for next year, or responsibly treat yourself before getting down to business come January 1st. The next financial win is to make a mini extra debt payment. So, if I know you, you're probably already on track with making your extra debt payments because paying off debt is a big goal of yours. But if you can squeeze in just a little bit extra before the year ends, you're going to feel so much better. Even if you can only afford to pay $25 or $50 more on a debt before the year ends, do it. Not only will you reduce your balance moving into another year, but you'll also start 2026 with a psychological edge. You've already proven to yourself that you can pay more above and beyond what you're already paying. Now you just need to keep that energy going. Okay, so we are moving into the final segment of financial wins, and this is reflecting and resetting your mindset. So, I definitely want to shift gears here and talk about financial wins that set you up mentally and emotionally for financial success. So, financial win number 7 is review your savings progress. Take stock of just how much you saved this year for emergencies, for travel, for big purchases, or even retirement. And I don't want you to so focus on what's in the savings account, but what you actually saved. You may have had to use that savings during the year, but what did you save overall? That's really what I want you to focus on here. How much actually went into all of the different savings accounts you have in the year? And if you come up with that number and realize it's not as much as you hoped, Just celebrate the fact that you did save. I feel like that is so important right now. Times are tight, especially in the United States. So if you're able to save anything, that should be celebrated. And I also want you to remember that the habit of saving is so much more important than the amount you save, at least at first. So take this time to appreciate how far you've come and also make it a point to potentially increase your automated transfer amounts for next year if you can. All right, financial win number 8, update your financial goals for 2026. So, since this podcast launched in 2022, I have always preached the importance of setting your goals ahead of time. Do not wait until January 1st to start thinking about what's next. Make sure you start mapping out your next year's goals now. Grab your journal, get your mindset right. You can even grab the City Girl Savings Personal Finance Portfolio. One of the worksheets in that portfolio is mapping out your goals and dream life. But take some time before the year ends to think about your priorities. Maybe you want to pay off a credit card, increase your income, or finally hit that emergency fund milestone. Writing your goals down makes them real. And the earlier you start visualizing what you want, the better prepared you'll be to take action in the new year. I do this myself. And in next week's City Girl Savings podcast episode, I'll actually be sharing my 2026 personal and business goals with you all. Okay, we're getting close here. Financial win number 9, reflect on your money mindset. So make sure you give yourself a little bit of uninterrupted time to get through this financial win. It's going to be worth it. But when you have a moment of peace and quiet and calm, I want you to ask yourself, how do I feel about money right now? Did I grow in discipline, or do I still find myself anxious or impulsive when it comes to spending? What could I do differently with my money? How can money help me reach the dream life that I have in my mind? Mindset work is the foundation of financial success. If your thoughts about money improve this year, I think that's something worth celebrating. But you're never going to know if that's the case if you don't take the time to actually sit and reflect. Now, if you find that your thoughts about money didn't improve this year, make that a priority to work on for next year, and make sure you do so with awareness and compassion. This is not about judging yourself. It's about getting you to a mental state where you are ready to take on more money in a responsible way. All right, financial win number 10. Celebrate your progress. I know I've mentioned this across the previous financial wins, but I think at the end of the day, as we wrap up another year, make sure you're celebrating the work that was done this year. And yes, this absolutely counts as a financial win. Too often, and I do this myself, we end the year thinking about what we didn't do, what we didn't accomplish, what didn't get done, instead of recognizing how far we've come. Maybe you paid down a little bit of debt. Maybe you created your first budget. Maybe you listened to this podcast all year and actually started taking your money seriously. Those things matter. So before you rush into setting new goals and thinking about what you're going to work towards next, take a moment to appreciate your growth. Gratitude builds confidence, and confident women make empowered money moves. If you take anything away from this episode, let it be this. You don't have to wait until next year to feel financially proud of yourself. These 10 quick financial wins I shared today can help you finish the year strong, feeling grounded, and ready for what's next. If you want a tool to help you review your finances and set goals for the new year, definitely check out the City Girl Savings Personal Finance Portfolio. I plugged it a little bit earlier in the episode, but it is the perfect resource for getting organized and feeling in control of your money. I will make sure to link to it in the show notes for you. And before I go, just a quick update to my loyal podcast listeners. The City Girl Savings podcast will be taking a short break in Q1 of next year. So that means no new episodes will drop, but I will be sharing some of my favorite past episodes every single week so you can stay inspired and motivated as you kick off 2026. Make sure you're following City Girl Savings on Instagram at City Girl Savings, or subscribe to the newsletter so that you can stay up to date. I will link to that in the show notes. But then we'll be back with brand new episodes starting the first Monday in April, and I cannot wait to share what's coming next for the podcast and the community. If you have enjoyed this episode, take a screenshot, share it on Instagram, and tag me at City Girl Savings. I love seeing your takeaways and hearing how you're closing out the year on a high note. Small steps lead to big results, and you've still got time to make some wins in 2025. So until next time, cheers to closing out your year strong and stepping into 2026 with confidence and intention.